It's the 5th of January. This is the first book I've completed this year. This is one of those books that I'm going to read at the beginning of every year, because it only took me, 6 days to finish it. I've got one chapter left. But it's one of those things that really help. It's one of those books that really help you put into perspective who you are in this world, or who you think you are, and how you can not only transcend that, not becoming validated by your work or your deeds, good or bad, but really finding out who the core of you is, and how life and life experiences, navigating that and navigating yourself through that is all a very beautiful journey. I feel like I'm rambling. It's all about learning, personal growth, and those beautiful things. So this is why I read this book. It's called The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. I'm going to read a part of it from chapter 13, simply because I'm born on Friday the 13th. And I'll tell you why this book made it into my library. Maybe. Anyway, chapter 13, Far, Far Beyond. Ultimately, the word beyond captures the true meaning of spirituality. In its most basic sense, going beyond means going past where you are. It means not staying in your current state. When you constantly go beyond yourself, there are no more limitations, there are no more boundaries. Limitations and boundaries only exist at the places where you stopped going beyond. If you never stop, then you go beyond boundaries, beyond limitations, beyond the sense of a restricted self. Beyond is infinite in all directions. If you take a laser beam and aim it in any direction, it will go on for infinity. It would only cease to be infinite if you created an artificial boundary that it could not penetrate. Boundaries create the appearance of finiteness and infinite space. Things seem finite because your perception has mental boundaries. In truth, everything is infinite. It is you who takes that which goes on forever and talks about a mile from here. What is a mile from here? It's nothing but a piece of infinity. There are no limits. There is just infinite universe. And it goes on, and it's amazing. And I really appreciate this book. Usually when I read books like this about mindfulness and presence and consciousness, I like underline it and everything, but this time I didn't underline this book because I've said to myself I'm going to read it at the beginning of every year. And I kind of want just different things to jump out at me as opposed to my eyes going straight to one specific point, because I underlined it like 3 or 4 years ago, even though this is the first time I read that book. But do you know what I mean? There was also one sentence in this book, 2 sentences in this book actually, that really stuck out for me, that I ended up writing down. And one of them, I feel like I can remember it from the top of my head, is your sense of self depends on where you're focusing all your energy. So if like you get up and you go gym, you feel like a gym body, right? You feel, oh my God, I'm fit, I'm strong, I got this. If you go out and do a good deed, or you give someone some change because you see that they're, you know, homeless or in need of some food and stuff, you feel good because that's where you're focusing your consciousness. I'm being a good person. I've given this person some food, some money, blah, blah, blah. And it just made me think that if we focused our consciousness on things that affirmed our sense of self, how much more, or how much, more would there be to do to have a collective consciousness of good? I have no answers. It's just a thought. And the other quote that I got from the book, Let's see if I can remember it off the top of my head. I probably can't, and me wasting time trying to remember what the quote is probably going to be more annoying than me actually going to my notes where I wrote it down. You must reach a point where your whole interest lies in the balance and not in any personal preference for how things should be. Where you go, okay, I'm just in the middle. I'm just here, walking the way, being balanced, neither wanting, neither searching, neither, you're just here being present. As opposed to, I want that person to do that for me. I want this person to be that for me. I want to, do you know what I mean? And just trying to navigate everything and really not navigating shit at all, because life is going to happen. Life is going to be life. Life is going to do life. And the most important thing is to stay happy when life is doing life, So yeah, that's it. I'm laughing because this is jokes. It's always been something I wanted to do. So now that I'm doing it, I'm very excited. And also it's just a commitment that I am really interested in keeping up with. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch these videos. I don't know if I'm gonna upload the videos. I'm just gonna keep recording my personal reviews. I don't know, my personal thoughts, I'm just gonna keep recording the books that I'm reading, and I guess at some point I'll try and put not all of the books I read in the past, because I've read a lot of books, but put them in certain places, and then have like a psychological series, a psychology series, a science series, a history series, a biography series, a fictional series, a non-fictional series, a sexy series, because we all love those sexy books getting hot under the collar. And I'll just upload them here and try and keep it as super cash as possible, seeing that life is doing life. Thank you for watching.